76 taxi associations in Johannesburg now say they will hike taxi fares. The Alexandra Taxi Association in Johannesburg says that government should give the taxi industry its long-awaited subsidy in order to support their business. It was commenting after criticisms of its proposed taxi fare increase from Alexandra to Sandton from 11 Rand to 30 Rand. The South African National Taxi Council, SANTACO, has given the assurance that it will engage with taxi associations on their proposed fare increases. Taxi associations have cited the loss in revenue after a government implemented regulations amid the coronavirus pandemic. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula has also warned against unjustified and unfair increases. General Secretary of the Alexandra Association, Gabriel Matubogo, says that their members are drowning in debt as most of them cannot get the payment holiday for their vehicle loans from financial institutions. All right, and for more on this, let's bring in SANTACO Chief Strategic Manager, Bafana Magagula. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining us here on SABC News, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon to SABC News and your listeners at home and everywhere in the world who are listening to this meeting right now.
So could you please talk to us about the processes followed and specifically all avenues followed and exhausted to get to the point of increasing taxi fares by such a significant amount?
Well, let me start with the procedure. June, July every year, I'm sure commuters who are daily commuters in the taxi industry are aware and have been expecting that in June, July every year there will be increases, as well as in 2020, though we were a bit disturbed by the coronavirus patients that we could not communicate earlier with regards to increases, because everyone was concentrating on this pandemic and the lockdowns and what have you. Thus bringing us to what is happening right now, that some of the associations will begin to put notices trying to follow our 7-day procedure, at least to notify the passengers. Coming to the question of justifying the amounts that needs to be that taxi fares need to be increased by, we definitely need to talk to the associations that have been noticed to have increased by over 100%. We have already written to the province concerned, which is at the moment is Gauteng, that we would need to talk and discuss this and find out exactly how they worked it out to come up with so much of percentage in terms of increase.
Yeah, Mr. Magagula, I'd like to talk now about the interactions that you've been having with government and, of course, specifically the Department of Transport. That's, of course, the Minister Fikile Mbalula. We do understand from what some of your members have said that there is an issue around relief funds, that nobody's received any relief funds. What are you hearing with regards to that? And so just to let you know, we will be talking to the Department of Transport, but from your side, what is your understanding of what's caused the delay or basically the lack of funds being brought to the various taxi associations so that you can continue with the fact that you have such limited number of people that you can have in your vehicles?
Well, the question of what are the delays at the moment? Firstly, let me start with, we are talking directly with the Director General of Transport Mr. Alex Miemi, and in our last meeting, he has indicated that we are almost at the final stage, though there's still a process to be followed,
Yeah.
because money does not come direct from NDOT, it comes from Treasury. And obviously, Treasury has got its own procedures that needs to be followed, and the process is still ongoing.
Mr. Magagula, I'm going to have to continue this conversation with you at another time. I do apologize. We have been waiting for a particular press briefing. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and we'll certainly catch up with you further and have more of a discussion with you and, of course, SANTACO, Taxi Association, on the increase in fares. So that is Mr. Bafana Magagula, who's SANTACO's Chief Strategic Manager. And as we did mention, we will also be talking to the Department of Transport.